Hello, patrons. Welcome back to the Spotlight. This is our program when we have the awesome opportunity to speak to creators across genres, and we are joined tonight by an absolutely fantastic gentleman, Larry Kenney. Welcome to the program. It's great to meet you.
Hi, thank you very much, Charlie.
Yeah, awesome. Todd is with me this time, And Todd is a very big fan of your work. I'm a very big fan of your work. So let's jump in and tell me. I always like to kind of start at the beginning. Obviously, I've read up on you, but I'd like to just hear it in your words. How did you get into show business? How did you get rolling?
Okay, very easy story, but very unusual one. I was in high school back in Pekin, Illinois, where I'm from, and we had a radio class there. This is back in 1963, okay?
Oh, my.
So now when I think back upon it, for us to have had a radio station literally in our high school was incredible. Back then, we thought everybody had one, you know? So we did a 10-minute radio show over telephone wires, telephone, and over the local radio station. Called, well, I'm not going to tell you what it's called until I explain something else to you. But so I did that my whole junior year, I think, whatever it was. And one day, some guy comes to our class from a radio station in Peoria, Illinois, which is a bigger town across the river, you know. And he said, we have a show on Saturday afternoons called Peoria Pekin School Scope. Pekin was my hometown. He said, what we do is it's two high school seniors. And the show is an hour. It's a public service show, you know. So, and for an hour, you play records, play the current, you know, the Beatles and stuff like that. But in between, you do announcements about your school, you know. The football games that are coming up and all that, and all that kind of stuff. They said, we're looking for the guy from your high school graduated this past year, so we'd like you to come and be the guy from Pekin on Peoria Pekin School Scope. And I said, well, let me think of it. Yeah, I'll do that.
Right.
And so, he said, come up Saturday afternoon, or come up Saturday at noon, and we'll audition you, you know. So I said, okay. I got up there. My dad drove me up there, and I got there at noon and sat there for about a half an hour. And then they said, come on in the studio and let's see, you know, what you can do. We'll give you a little test, you know. They had me read a commercial and chat with somebody, you know, like that. About 10 minutes worth. We came out of the booth. I was about to leave and go home and wait for the call, or not the call, when the guy came out and he said, you're our guy. And I said, wow, okay. When do I start? He said, 5 o'clock. The show was on from 5. That's the only notification I had was in 4 or 5 hours, you're going to be on the radio. Now, again, I was not that flummoxed because I had been doing this radio show from high school, but this was a different thing. You know, this was commercial and all that. So he said, we'll hire you. And they hired me. I think I made $1.50 an hour. It was a 2-hour job, 1 hour on the air and one hour to get ready. So
$3 whole dollars. Yes.
Yeah, $3 a week, every week, man.
A week. Ooh.
That was
awesome.
That's how I got started. And then as time went along, they used me as a weekend guy, you know, when one of the disc jockeys was on vacation or something. And then finally after that, they gave me my own show during the week.
Yeah.
And, so that's how I got started. I was incredibly lucky.
Oh, good deal. Amazing. Yeah. We hear a lot of stories like that, man, and I know from my own experience in doing stuff, you are the right place at the right time, or wrong place, right time, or some combination of that. But it's awesome. And and then you were off to the races. So good deal. Good deal. Yeah. Todd.
So, Larry, being a voice actor, I always wonder about this. You know, do you just recycle the voices so they just can come out automatically? Do you have to practice? Because I was thinking, you know, some of your famous roles that you did, I want to, and this may be annoying to you. Can you answer my question in the voice of one of your characters?
Oh, no.
Of course, shoot.
Okay, great. Your voice is immortalized forever with the Thundercats for the last 4 decades. You also did Silverhawks and a show I don't think anybody ever watched. I did, Tiger Sharks. Very, very
Tiger
cool.
Sharks.
There's
know
even
that
a
one.
new comic book out about Thundercats. So they are timeless, just like a lot of things from my youth, which I absolutely love. What were some of your favorite moments from those shows and any favorite characters you got to perform?
On Thundercats, of course, I was Lion-O, the Lord of the Thundercats. But like everybody else on the cast, there are only 5 of us who did all the voices, all the Thundercats, all the mutants, all the people on the show. So you had to be able to do a large number of a variety of voices, So on that show, I did Thundercats. I did Jackalman. We must get the Thundercats, yes. That guy.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
There you go.
I think I was Safari Joe. Hey, I'm Safari Joe. Screw you. So we all did hundreds of voices. Yeah.
So you said it was 5 people on the show. Yeah. Were you recording together? How did you get your scripts? Kind of like how does that work?
Yeah, it was a process. Back then, I'm sure it's very different these days with this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No computers, no all the accoutrement we have now. In fact, we didn't even have paper. We had to, on a chalkboard. Right.
Oh, come on.
Like cue cards? So we'd write it down?
In the back dropping them.
Cue cards.
Let's go faster.
Line.
we would get our scripts, as I recall, about a week in advance of recording. They would send them to our agents. That way you had the script to kind of look over and get ready for the thing. I'm the kind of a guy who, all actors are different. We're all very different. But my modus operandi was I would get a script for this movie or that TV show or whatever, and I would just glance through it very briefly the first time. Then a few days before we were going to record, I would go back and read it carefully. I would never practice my voices on it because I had that, But I like to familiarize myself, but not memorize. And of course, in radio and on cartoons and things, you don't have to memorize your script. Which was great because it left you free to think about other things. Like women. No, I
never stop. Don't need a break.
Oh, Tigra. Shitara. Yeah. Oh, Shitara.
Shitara. Whom I always have referred to affectionately as the original Thundercats Hope.
Oh my goodness.
Woo.
I made that up. Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
On the spot. Oh.
Lynn Lipton doesn't like it, but she played Shitara. So yeah, I and when I do commercials or anything like that, I don't like to be really prepared. Like really, I want some spontaneity, and I want to have to make myself work at it. When it's time to actually record it. So I never was a guy who sat and either memorized all my lines or made little notes. You want to emphasize this. There's some actors who work that way. I just never felt a need to, and never went. It was lazy for one thing, but that's the way I worked. I just give me the script, and you'll get what you want.
Yeah,
I was very lucky. They called me in New York. All the engineers that were, the 150 of studios we have here. They all called me One Take Larry. I didn't do too many second takes or third takes. Didn't have to because got it right the first time. That's just, and I'm not bragging. I guess I am, but that's the tools that I came with.
Yeah,
and every actor has different things to overcome and a way to do that. I remember one time I was working on a Verizon commercial with James Earl Jones.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa. Well, I've worked with so many huge people. It was a radio commercial for Verizon. And I got there about 10 minutes earlier or so. And James is in the studio already by himself. And they have the mic open so you can hear in the control booth what's going on in there. And he's doing like, now just warming up. Verizon presents a new, just warming up, just because he stuttered.
Oh, right. Yeah, I knew that.
Bill Jones didn't speak until he was like 4 years old, not a word. And so he always had to find a way in school and everything to overcome his stuttering. And to that day, he was probably 70 years old when I worked with him, and he still needed to go in, and that was his process.
Wow.
Verizon presents Verizon. Just anyway, we say, just warming up.
Wow.
Then finally, Verizon presents a new, and then he had it. Didn't have to worry about it for the
rest
rest of it.
It's like a car engine turning over, and then it's running.
Yeah. That was the process. It was incredible.
Wow. So I got a question. So you come from radio. That's how we kicked this off.
Mm-hmm.
I worked in radio for a little while myself. I was on the sales side, but I kind of maneuvered my way onto air, more than once, and then that kind of led us to doing
Charlie,
this.
tell them the name of your character that was on the radio.
Oh my God. I was Captain Middle America based on my physique and then everything you see behind me. That was more of an off-air name, but so you were in radio obviously for a lot of years before you got into this. What's the craziest thing that ever happened on air or in the field or at a remote or something when you were working in radio?
Yeah, well, as you know, there are a lot of kind of crazy things that happened. Nothing in my radio career that stands out so much. But I will tell you, once I got to New York and I was working at WHN in New York, and I was also doing a game show, Bowling for Dollars.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah,
that's amazing. I'm in a bowling league. I'm so impressed.
Oh my gosh!
It was a big hit. It was on in like 11 different cities, and each city there was a different host.
Yeah.
Like in San Francisco, Jim Lang was the host.
Oh yeah.
And in LA, oh gosh, most of these guys were big name disc jockeys or game show hosts.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing I ever had was, I'm trying to make this quick now. We taped 5 shows in one day every Friday. And our process was, before we began the first show, I would be sitting off camera, and my producers would bring me the first contestant and the second contestant, to chat we had about 5 minutes to chat with him. And so I could make notes on a cue card, for when he came out and I was talking about him. I would make myself notes like, he's married to a woman named so-and-so. He works at, so-and-so. And it always worked well, except one day we had this guy who was so nervous. He was, I could tell that when I was talking to him in the pre-show interview, but I figured he'll be okay, be all right. We go on the air, and I say, now let's welcome from Brooklyn, New York, Tom Johnson. Come on out here, Tom.
Oh no, poor Tom.
The guy standing there next to me, like. I said, so Tom, what do you do? Truck driver. Okay, Tom. Now I know I can't ask this guy too many questions, but I made the big mistake of saying, so Tom, I see you're married, have 3 children. Yeah. He said, I says, what did your wife do? And the guy says, I don't know. I ain't seen the bitch in 3 weeks.
That's live radio.
It was me on the radio.
See oh my God.
We'll be right back.
Was that live or tape delay?
No, it was on tape. It was on tape.
Oh, okay.
Fix it and boast.
Yeah,
And
right.
that's why it was on tape.
It'll be one of those that comes in with the where he'll say, "I love my wife very much." It'll just like
We'll strike that question from the
right
from the record. Oh my god, that's amazing. I love that.
One more quick one.
Yeah,
Please.
I always thought it was very funny. It's not dirty or anything like that, but this guy comes out and he was really nervous. The kid was about 19 years old. And he had his parents with him in the audience. So I said, "Here's the thought." And he comes out and we're talking. What do you do? So I'm still in school. Okay. And I would always say, "Did you bring anybody here with you today? Anybody in the audience to cheer you on?" And they would always take a camera and go to the audience. He said, "Yeah, Larry, I brought my mother and my father." I said, "Okay." And they come on the screen, And I said, "Introduce them to us, Tom." He says, "That's my mother, and that's my father." Where do you go from there?
Wow, what charisma!
So again,
hello, mother. Hello, father.
Yeah, exactly.
Sherman, what was his name? Alan Sherman.
Alan Sherman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mother,
Camp.
hello, Here I am at Camp
Granada. Na. Yeah.
My wife went to school with him.
Oh my
really?
gosh. Oh, that's funny.
Great humorist. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it was never anything outrageous, like you see on YouTube now.
Right.
Crazy, wild things that happen on the game show. There was none of that on ours, but it got a little weird sometimes. We never saw the contestants before they arrived for the show.
Well, it's just
cold call, like a cold call. Just rip it and forget it. Hope it goes well.
Yeah. If you wanted to be on the show, you would send in a postcard to Bowling for Dollars, box 895, Radio City Station, something like that.
Oh my gosh!
And at random, our people would pick out here are the 6 people who are going to be on today's show,
right.
or whatever. Never got to see them.
Oh boy!
So sometimes when they arrived, it shook us up a little bit. We actually had one guy who showed up, big fan, lovely man. He had been horribly burned in a house fire. Oh, I mean, you could barely tell it was a face, And that threw me, of course. But I thought,
hey, Secret Friends Unite! Let me tell you about Zencastr. We use them for our show, and now they're supporting us. Zencastr is now the all-in-one solution making podcasting easy. It's the ultimate web-based podcasting solution. Provides high-quality audio and video podcast production and hosting. With a full suite of professional tools, podcasters can seamlessly record, produce, and publish studio-quality content, all from one dashboard. Being a creator has never been easier. And we chose Zencastr because of the ease of use, high quality output, and it makes it super easy for our guests to come on. We had multiple solutions we tried before, and Zencastr has just been the best fit for us. Why Zencastr? It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sounds and up to 4K video with your guests. Feel a sense of zen knowing Zencastr's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality, even if the connection is unstable. Have you ever worried what you sound like? Zencastr's post-production process makes you sound buttery smooth. It automatically removes those ums and ahs in your recording. It removes those awkward pauses in conversation too. Set the right podcast loudness and levels while reducing background noise with the click of a button. So if you're interested in making an easy, high-quality podcast just with the click of a browser button, go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code SFU1. You'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experiences I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. Now back to the show.
Why are you upset? This man's a human being. He wanted to be on the show. It's not like we walked up to some guy in the street and said,
yeah, right.
I see you're horribly deformed. What happened?
Yes.
But you can understand how when he got there and came out, it's the first time I had seen him. And I've never watched the show again. I'm probably like, let's welcome Eddie Johnson. Oh my God.
Oh, good Lord.
Steel yourself.
I had to brace myself not to do that. But there were little moments like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, Todd.
So, you worked on some very big video games, and that's taking it lightly. GTA 4, Red Dead Redemption 2, Alan Wake, American Nightmare, some of my favorite games.
Yeah.
What was the experience working on video games? I mean, Rockstar is one of the most secretive companies in the world.
Rockstar, yeah, they're incredible. Yeah, and of course that whole part of our industry is relatively new, what, 10, 15 years now, video game. None of us, being the actors who do commercials and things, had ever done anything like that. And the big difference of it is, at least on a couple of the games, games that I was on, the most recent one a long time ago was Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, a Western.
Huge game. Huge game. So now for the previous few I had done, you show up at the studio, just like it's the same studio as they do commercials on and things like that. But when I got to this one, they gave me this address that turned out to be one of the old Grumman aerospace buildings.
Oh my.
On Long Island.
Oh geez.
And that Rockstar bought that building to record their video games in one of the hangars where they built the rockets. And in fact, in the top of the studio, you can see a little hole they had to cut so the nose of the rocket could fit in there.
Oh my gosh.
It was incredible. It was incredible. And so for this job, when I first got there, 7:00 in the morning, you spend an hour getting dressed. They put this suit on you, all black, like latex and stuff, gloves, boots, a helmet.
Oh my goodness!
With a bar that came out like this and down. There was a microphone and a camera in it.
Whoa!
Now, yeah, go out there and try to act like that. Go out there and be an actor. So I walk out on the set, and there's nothing on the set except things built with 2x4s and stuff. Like there was a horse there. It was 2x4s, 4 legs, a barrel, a 50-pound barrel, and a broom for a tail.
Oh my God.
They didn't even use sawhorses. They didn't use sawhorses for the horse.
Then once I got on that horse, you could see, and plus they had like 100 monitors around the ceiling. And
oh my gosh.
1,000 cameras at least. That's how it's filmed like that. And then you get all those clothes on, and then for the first hour or so, half hour, you're in a separate room where there's one guy with an arch of cameras, like camera. And what you would do is you'd stand there and he'd say, "Now smile as big as you can. Frown as big as, wink. Yeah. Left arm." What that was doing, the computers, and there were 100 of them in that room, were memorizing your actions, how your body moves, the way you walk, the way you talk. And that's what comes out in the character. So I would finish doing that, walk out on the set when it was time for one of my scenes to be filmed. And if you look up, there are monitors all around the place, and you can see yourself, but it's the character. He's in costume, dressed like my character was J.B. Cripps, an old miner or something like that. You can look up and see yourself walking around.
And you're J.B. Cripps. Oh, that's so wild.
J.B. Cripps. It was the most incredible. So that took a while to get used to. It was just incredible.
Oh my goodness,
that's amazing. I didn't realize you did like the motion capture, which I know is a big part of games now. I know in GTA 4 you were a DJ, so that's kind of going back to your wheelhouse, which is kind of cool. The radio
DJ
station, and
hadn't thought about that. That's right.
Yeah.
Mocap, motion capture. It's amazing to see.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
And funny thing is, the first time my son played the game, my wife and I were standing behind him. Get to my part. And I came on screen. It's not my face. It's the character's face. And, everything is fake. Everything is theatrical. But my character gets off his horse and starts walking away. And my wife said, "That's the way you walk." He said, "I would know that walking. That's you."
Oh my God.
So it's freaky, man. It's really freaky, but it's fun to do.
I bet.
That's
crazy.
awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
well. Wow.
Yeah.
And and GTA is just getting bigger and bigger. We're supposed to get a new one. So I know most people can't speak about potential roles in games. So I will look for a man who maybe looks like you in the next one, and we'll see.
Well, you have to get up and walk back and forth for us. So no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll need a lot of F-bombs ready to go.
Oh my gosh. Well, Larry, looking through your bio, I found out two things I had no idea about. Is that Carrie Kenney is your daughter, and I've been a fan of hers since The State, which was on MTV in the 90s. Yeah. And you were part of that show. You were the announcer.
I was the announcer and did a lot of commercials on it. Yeah.
What was it like working with your daughter? I mean, she's young because she's about our age. Todd and I are in our.
We watched that show in college. I remember that the show was so hilarious, and all those people on that show have gone on to do huge things in their career. And I just saw your daughter doing. She just was singing "Cannonball" on a video for. I think it's Dad Garage. Singing along. I can't remember what they
I know. I know what you're talking. And I saw Tom Lennon at a con here in Michigan just a couple of weeks ago in full costume as Lieutenant Jim Dangle. With the shorts and everything. Yeah, what was it like working on that show? I mean, she called you up and said, because it was they were a comedy troupe out of NYU or some such. I don't have it in front of me now, but I'm trying to remember. But they said, "Hey, we got a show," so they were like, "I'm bringing my dad in." So you tell me about the show.
Well, first of all, it's perfect timing because just last night, my wife and I and the rest of our family went down to Manhattan to Tribeca Film Festival.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Watch the world premiere of a documentary called Long Live the State.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Some super huge fan who was also in the business and did movies and stuff, put together this beautiful 2-hour retrospective of the state, and that was really something. It was really something good because, my wife and I had watched Carrie from the time she started at NYU. Well, in high school, we used to go to every play she was in. Oh, sure. College, every play. And she mentioned that during the evening. Like she said, my folks are always there. Yeah. And my dad was always the loudest laugh in the audience. So I went,
"That's my girl." I do it to my son. "That's my boy."
So that was just last night. They did this tribute.
Fantastic. Oh, man.
To the state, yeah. But getting back to your question about the state, you said something about, did Carrie say using my dad in the thing? I'm not sure. She probably mentioned it. Yeah. Or all those guys knew my wife and me. We used to come to our house all the time.
There you go.
They grew up together, Yeah. And that was the point of last night's thing. Those 17, 18-year-old kids are now 55. Right. And to this day, there were 11 of them, Carrie and 10 guys. Yeah. And to this day, 8 or 9 of them work together all the time. You see them in movies together all the time. Yeah. Oh, role models, Ken Marino and Carrie.
Reno 911.
Joe and Tom. And
Joe Latrullio. Balls of Fury, right? Yeah. All those things. So they as they talked about on stage last night, whenever they can, each one of them. First of all, 10 years ago, I said to my daughter, Carrie, do you realize the magnanimity of the fact that 11 young people who started at NYU in an improv group, 35, 40 years later, are 8 out of the 11 of them are well known in the business, actors or directors. Ben Garant and Joe Latrullio wrote, Tom Lennon wrote the Night at the Museum movies. And they all still, whenever one of them gets a job doing something, they try to get the directors to, I want to bring Carrie in and do this. Yeah, right. because they've worked together for 40 years.
And the chemistry, you know the people, you're going to work well, you know how they perform, what they're going to bring to it. That's amazing.
Yeah. Any of those folks that you want to send our way for an interview, we would be very receptive.
Yeah, anybody. Yeah, we would love to talk to anybody else. But
I would love to meet each and every one of them.
There will be a fee, of course.
Well,
of course.
Yeah. We'll find it. Yeah, anything you want. You got it. We'll come out to New York. Absolutely. Go anywhere you want to go.
Knowing those kids, I still call them kids.
Yeah.
When they were 18 years old, they were out in the front of our house filming a scene where they're rolling on the ground, and some guy's got my daughter on the ground choking her, and she said, "Cocksucker!"
Oh my God!
What?
Well, when she was 8,
not Carrie.
You know the show. They did stuff like that.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I got to dust it off and watch it again. It's been a while.
They've been like, my wife and I feel like they're all our kids because we spent 35, 40 years knowing them and being around them all the time, and they call us mom and dad.
Yeah. Well, I hate to do this, but we are winding down on time. Unfortunately. No, you talked absolutely great, but
time's gone by too quickly. That's what I would say.
We'll have to do another one sometime.
I would love to do that, but I always love to ask the wrap up question. What else are you working on these days that you can tell us about, so that we can look for you out there?
Well, I'm still doing commercials. I've been doing commercials for 55, 60 years. For 40 years, I was the voice of Count Chocula on the commercial.
I work for General Mills.
He works for General Mills.
You work for General Mills. I love you. And so do I. I'm Sonny the Cuckoo Bird. I love you too. God. I did 40 years as him too.
Yeah.
So many things over the years. I'm still doing commercials. The Skittles commercials.
Sure.
Yes.
Where the guy at the end
was it Taste the Rainbow?
Taste the Rainbow.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're the Skittle! I can't believe it.
Skittle.
I skip Skittle. I talk for food. That's what I do. So I'm still working, but I'm just kind of pulled back. I'm 77 years old now.
Oh, I hear you.
I'm kind of pulled back. I don't want to have to go into Manhattan every day for a little audition for a radio commercial.
Yeah.
So, but I still work. I'm never going to stop. I mean, for one thing, I'm not going to stop talking. I might as well get paid for it.
Same as us. Oxford and I will be doing this when we're 77. Trust me, because we love it. There's always something to talk about. Our podcast network is about pop culture and stuff.
Sure.
So there's always something to talk about.
Yeah, that's right.
Before we leave, could I possibly get a Thundercats ho from you, sir?
Oh my God!
This will be the last thing.
Yes.
Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. I, Lion-O, command it. Everybody, thunder!
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 Thundercats!
Thundercats!
Oh! Oh my goodness!
A wrap.
Sounds
Thank
like
you
the guy
so
on TV,
much.
right?
Yeah,
Sounds like the guy on TV, right?
It's amazing. All right. Well, I'll wrap it up. Patreons, thanks for joining us. If you're listening to this, as always, on our free feed, patreon.com/Secret Friends Unite. Try us out and listen to great interviews like this one we had with Larry and a lot of other programs. But thank you very much, Larry. It's been a pleasure. Give our regards to your daughter and all of her wonderful friends, and we are available to speak to them at any point. But this has been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
And Larry, if you are looking for more work, where can people find you?
Yes, please.
Oh, where can you find me? Oh,
yeah, online.
Well, I'm here in my bedroom right now.
Right. We don't have to give us your address.
You don't have to give it. Yeah, I was going to say, unless you want us to send something. So
my agent is Buchwald.
Okay.
It used to be Don Buchwald Associates. Now it's just called Buchwald.com in New York.
Awesome.
And as far as like appearances at Comic-Cons and things, my agent is Scott Cook 29 at yahoo.com.
do you have a website or are you on socials?
I don't have a website. I'm on Facebook,
Okay.
Do you have any Comic-Cons coming up in the next 4 or 5 months?
Yeah, I do. Where's my phone? You got time? Just wait for a second.
We have one more minute
and 45.
Perfect timing.
Seconds.
Okay. The Comic-Cons, 2025. August 8th to 10th, Mohegan Sun in Connecticut.
Okay.
September 26th, Fanboy Expo in Orlando.
Nice.
Retro Toy Con in Greensville, South Carolina, November 21st.
It's a good time to be down there. It's warm.
And in Abu Dhabi.
Oh.
No, they're working on that. Seriously.
Oh, that's
they're
fantastic.
working on that.
How exciting.
The Arab Emirates have been bringing a lot of cartoon guys over there. I guess
really
enormous hit.
That's fantastic.
And they pay some money.
I can imagine.
I know guys who've gone over and they said they fly you over in one of these Air Emirates planes where you have your own bedroom with a shower.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've seen that on TV.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we will look to find you, Larry, in Dubai or maybe someplace closer to audience. So once again, thank you so much.
Again. All right, we'll talk to you.
We appreciate
it. Thanks, guys.
This podcast is part of the Secret Friends Unite podcasting network, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and podcast services around the galaxy, as well as video on our YouTube channel. You can support Secret Friends Unite by becoming a Patreon member, get bonus programs and more over at patreon.com/secretfriendsunite. Join our Discord community for even more discussions on all things geek. For all the latest updates on Secret Friends Unite, make sure to follow us on Threads at secret.friends.unite and visit secretfriendsunite.com. Find our merchandise at TeePublic and Redbubble. Thanks for listening, and may the Force live long and prosper.